That brings us nicely into MMA welding or stick welding. These inverters are very good for stick welding. They give a nice smooth arc, very controllable. You might wonder why would you use a MIG welder for stick welding? Well, you might want to weld outside when it's windy. MIG welders don't like wind, the wind blows the gas away. You might run short of MIG wire, you might run short of gas, and you've got a job to finish off. You put a stinger in, put a rod on, and you're away. You could have something really thick to weld. You can do multiple passes with a stick weld, which gives you a really strong weld. I'll do some welding, I'll try and get some weld shots and show you what I mean by running multiple passes. Right, I'll show you how to set the welder up, where to plug the cables in, what settings you use to do stick welding with this MIG welding set. Right, this is the front panel of our MIG welder. You just need that MIG torch connected. You can take the gas bottle off, you don't have to. We've got two connectors in the bottom, two DIN connectors, negative and positive. The negatives are earth, it just remains negative earth for most types of stick welding. So you've got your earth lead, which is the same as MIG welding, goes onto your bench or onto your job. Next thing you need is what they call a stinger, an electrode holder. They're not expensive to buy. This goes into your positive connection, into there. This is your electrode holder or your stinger. There's several different types. This is what I prefer to use. Your weld rod simply pushes into the end and you tighten it, and you can bend the rod for whatever angle you want to use. One thing you must not forget is once you turn the welding set on, this is live all the time until you turn the set off. So you've got to watch where you put it down. If you put it down on your steel bench, it'll start to weld, it'll arc. So you must be aware of the fact that that's live all the time. The switch on top of the welder, it's got a picture of a stick welding holder and a picture of a MIG torch. Put on the stick welding. That's your voltage and your wire feed, just turn them right down. And this one here is your amperage control for your stick welding. The rods we're using are 7018 rods. They burn between 70 and 90 amps. So we'll set it in the middle position. Once you start welding, you can read your amperage off there to see what it's running at. There's a lot of different electrodes you can buy. You can buy stainless steel electrodes for welding cast iron. You can get hard faced electrodes for welding dissimilar metals, which makes your little inverter MIG welder into a really useful tool. I prefer to use what they call a 7018 rod, which is like a general purpose high strength rod. You can weld in any position with it, horizontal, vertical, upside down, if you can weld upside down. Right, we'll do a bit of stick welding. I'll try and get some shots with the camera, not to show you how to weld, just to sort of show you what sort of arc you get. You get a beautiful stable arc with an inverter type welder. Anyway, we'll try and stick some bits of plate together and perhaps even do one or two tests on them. So you turn your set on, the red warning light which will go out, green power light, it's ready to weld. I've got a fillet joint set up on a lump of heavy angle and a piece of 8mm plate. I want to stick weld it with a 7018 rod running at about 90 amps. don't really think it's going anywhere, is it? This is the weld we've just done. It's actually still warm. That was the MIG weld we did. I've done it's a similar setup with a stick welder. I'll do the same test on it and see what sort of results we've achieved. Up to now, all the weld has been done, both MIG and stick, using this 13 amp adapter. So everything's been welded through a standard 13 amp fuse. With a 13 amp plug, you can get 160 amps MIG out of the set. Going through a 16 amp supply, you can get the full 180 amps or 160 amps on stick. Even at 180 amps, it's still got a 35% duty cycle. Right, what we're going to do, we'll have some fun. We'll plug the set straight into my heavy supply, turn things right up and see exactly what it'll do. These rods are quite old, just something I got given. It's not the matter with that. I've got a T-joint set up here. I'm going to weld one side with MIG on 180 amps and the other side with stick and 160 amps, just to compare the welds. I'll do them both in one pass. You certainly wouldn't buy one of these welders to run welds like that all day long, but it's nice to know that if the need arises, the machine will do it. Right, I'll turn it round and we'll have a go with this stick. And this is an old 4mm 60-13 rod. Start the long arc at this end. I'm trying to work on cameras and arc ends here. That's not a bad weld for one run. It's a little bit undercut at the top, but it's still not bad. That's the one rod burned into it. What I'll do, I'll turn it down. Right, this is a 70-18, about 90 amps. Right, I'll put one more run in across the top just to tie it all together. And yeah, the noise that's making there, making nice noises. I wouldn't have thought that would give any problems. So that's what stick weld or MMA weld, and that's what one with a MIG weld. We just put it in the vise and give it a little bit of knock with a hammer and see what sort of job we've got. Okay, that's the MIG welded side. And I think the only thing it'll break here will be the vise. That's a stick welded side. Right, to sum it up, the welder does exactly what it says on the tin. It's welded from 1mm to 13mm plate, both on MIG, and it's welded a 4mm rod on stick, no problem at all, run a full rod through. I mean, you wouldn't buy a welder like this to run 4mm stick rods. Saying that, it still has a 35% duty cycle, which is an industrial cycle. I want to do one more video. I've had quite a few people ask if I'll do some scratch start TIG with it. I've got a scratch start TIG torch somewhere. I've got a bottle organ. We'll hook some scratch start gear up and do a bit of stainless welding, some steel welding. I mean, I've really tried to break this. I've run it flat out. I've tried really hard. It's done everything I've asked of it. For something so small and so light, it's an amazing ability here. Anyway, thanks for watching.